Flies chased her customers away every single day. What happened next will shatter your heart.
The first time it happened, she laughed. "Now only small flies," Ngozi said, waving her hand carelessly as she arranged her tomatoes. The morning sun had just touched the dusty road, and the market was already alive with noise. Women shouting prices, children running barefoot, men dragging sacks of rice. Life was normal, but the flies were not. They came in groups, thick, dark, restless. They circled her table like something was calling them. At first, it looked like nothing. Flies were common in the market. Nobody cared. But these ones, they refused to leave. A customer came close. "How much for this pepper?" the woman asked, bending slightly. Before Ngozi could answer, the flies rose in a loud buzzing sound and settled on the woman's arm. "Jesus!" she screamed, shaking her hand. "What is this?" Ngozi forced a laugh. "Don't mind them, I will chase them away." She grabbed a piece of cloth and began to wave it hard. The flies scattered, but only for a second. Then they came back, more of them. The woman frowned. Your place smells somehow." Ngozi froze. "Smell? No, it's fresh, oh. I washed everything this morning." The woman didn't reply. She simply stepped back slowly, then turned and left. That was the first customer she lost. By noon, it became worse. The flies increased. They covered her tomatoes, her onions, even her hands. No matter how much she waved them away, they returned like they belonged there. People began to avoid her table. Some covered their noses. Some whispered, "That woman, something is wrong there." Ngozi's chest tightened. She had never seen anything like this. By evening, she packed her things in silence. She had made almost nothing. As she carried her tray on her head, her friend Ada called out, "Ngozi, wait!" She stopped. Ada walked closer, her face serious. "My sister, I have been watching since morning. Those flies, they are not ordinary." Ngozi forced a weak smile. "Abeg, stop it. It's just flies." Ada shook her head slowly. "No, flies don't behave like that. They don't chase customers like that." Ngozi didn't answer. She didn't want to think about it. That night, she couldn't sleep. She kept turning on her mat, listening to the quiet sound of her small room. Then, suddenly, bzzz, her eyes snapped open. The sound again, closer this time. Bzzz. Ngozi sat up slowly. Her heart began to beat fast. There were flies in the room, in the night. "How?" she whispered. She lit her small lantern with shaking hands. The light filled the room, and then she saw them. Flies, dozens of them, moving on her wall, on her door, on her body. She screamed and jumped up, shaking herself violently. "Go away, go away!" She grabbed her wrapper and began to hit the air. But the flies did not leave. They only moved, then settled again. Tears filled her eyes. "What is happening to me?" she cried. She ran outside. The cold night air hit her skin, but she didn't care. She stood there, breathing hard. After a few minutes, she slowly went back inside. The flies were gone. Gone like they were never there. Ngozi stood still in the middle of the room. Her body was shaking. Something was wrong. Very wrong. The next morning, she decided to clean everything again. She washed her tomatoes twice. She scrubbed her table. She even bought new nylon to cover her goods. Today will be different, she told herself. She needed it to be, because that market was her only source of income, her only hope. By 8 a.m., she was ready. Customers began to come again. For a moment, everything looked normal. She smiled. Hope rose in her chest. Maybe it was just yesterday. Maybe it was over. Then, bzzz, her smile faded. The sound again, slow, heavy, familiar. She turned her head slowly, and there they were, the flies, more than yesterday, darker, hungrier. They landed on her tomatoes like they owned them. A man who was about to buy something stepped back immediately. "Ah, what is this nonsense?" Another woman covered her nose. "The smell is worse today." Ngozi shook her head quickly. "There is no smell, I swear." But even as she spoke, she smelt it. Faint, rotten, like something dead. Her stomach turned. No, she whispered. The flies began to rise again, buzzing loudly. People started leaving, one by one. Nobody wanted to stay. Nobody wanted to buy. Ngozi stood there helpless, her eyes filled with tears. Please, buy something, she begged a passing woman. The woman didn't even look at her. By afternoon, her table was empty of customers, but full of flies. Ada came again. This time, she didn't smile. My sister, you need to go and see someone. Ngozi looked at her with tired eyes. See who? Ada lowered her voice. A spiritualist. Ngozi's heart skipped. No, I don't believe in all those things. Ada leaned closer. Then explain this. Why only you? Why only your table? Ngozi opened her mouth. The woman's gaze did not change. Think well. This is not ordinary. What is following you is a curse, and it has started manifesting. Ngozi's eyes filled with tears. A curse? No. Please, I don't have enemies. The woman leaned forward slightly. Not all enemies shout. Some keep quiet and wait. Silence filled the room. Ngozi felt cold. Please, help me, she begged. Tell me what to do. The woman shook her head slowly. Go home. Ngozi blinked in confusion. Go home? Yes, the woman said firmly. Set your mind. Remember, when you know who you hurt, then come back. Ngozi felt frustration rise in her chest. I said I did not offend anybody. The woman's voice became sharp. Then the flies will keep coming. That single sentence silenced her. Ngozi lowered her head. Fear replaced her anger. Slowly, she turned and walked out. Ada followed her quietly. They said nothing on the way back, because there was nothing to say. That night, Ngozi lay on her mat, staring into the darkness. Her mind would not rest. Who did I offend? She whispered. She thought about the market, customers, neighbors, friends. Nothing. I did nothing, she said weakly. But deep down, something felt hidden, something she could not remember. Her eyes slowly closed. Sleep took her. And then the dream came. Ngozi was standing in front of her old family house, the one she left many years ago. The door was open. The compound was silent. Too silent. Mama, she called softly. No answer. She stepped inside, her heart beating slowly. Then she heard it. Footsteps. Behind her. She turned and froze. Her mother stood there. Her late mother. The same wrapper, the same face, but not the same eyes. There was no warmth, no love. Only anger. Deep, burning anger. Ngozi, her mother called. Her voice was cold. Ngozi began to shake. Mama, she whispered. Her mother stepped closer. Slow. Heavy. Why did you forget? She asked. Ngozi's brows tightened in confusion. Forget what? Mama, I don't understand. Her mother's face twisted. You forgot me, she shouted. The sound echoed loudly. Ngozi stepped back in fear. No, Mama, I didn't forget you. But her mother kept coming closer, her eyes dark, her voice rising. You left me. You abandoned me. Ngozi turned and ran, her heart pounding wildly, tears blinding her eyes. But the ground felt heavy, her legs slow, and the footsteps behind her, getting closer. Mama, please, she cried. But the voice came again, louder, angrier. You will pay for it. Something grabbed her, cold, strong. Ngozi screamed and woke up. She sat up immediately, gasping for air. Her whole body was shaking. Sweat covered her skin. Her heart was racing like it would burst. Ngozi did not go to the market the next morning. For the first time in years, she stayed back. She sat in her small room, her tray pushed to one side, her body curled up like she was trying to hide from the world. Her eyes were swollen. She had not slept again. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw her mother's face. Angry, disappointed, chasing her. "You will pay for it." The words would not leave her head. Ngozi covered her ears tightly. "Stop, please stop," she whispered, rocking herself gently. But the shame was worse than the fear. The memory of the market. People covering their noses. People avoiding her. Her name becoming something people whispered about. That woman that smells. Tears rolled down her cheeks again. "I can't go back there," she said weakly. Her business was dying. Her life was falling apart. And now her past was rising. By afternoon, she stood up slowly. Her legs felt weak, but she knew one thing. She needed answers. Real answers. Not guesses, not fear. She wrapped her scarf tightly and stepped outside. This time she did not wait for Ada. She walked straight to the woman, the one who sees everything. The path felt longer today, heavier, like each step was taking her deeper into something she could not escape. When she reached the hut, her heart was already beating fast. She didn't knock, she just entered. The woman was already there, sitting, waiting, as if she knew she would come. Ngozi fell to her knees immediately. "I saw her," she said, her voice shaking. The woman's eyes rested on her calmly. "In your dream?" she said. Ngozi nodded quickly. "She was angry. She was chasing me. She said I forgot her." Her voice broke. Tears began to fall again. The woman watched her for a long moment. Then she asked quietly, "What did you do to your mother?" The question hit her like a slap. Ngozi froze. Her breathing became heavy. She tried to speak, but her voice refused to come out. The woman's gaze did not move. "Speak," she said firmly. And that was when Ngozi broke completely. She bent forward, crying deeply, the kind of cry that comes from the soul. "I hurt her," she sobbed. Her body shook. "I hurt my own mother." The room became silent, except for her cries. "I used to insult her," she continued, struggling to speak through her tears. "I told her she smelled. I said her body was dirty, that I was ashamed of her." Her voice cracked painfully. "I said it many times, many times." She held her chest like it was burning. "She would just look at me. She would not talk. Sometimes she would smile like it didn't pain her." Ngozi cried harder. "But it did. I know it did." She wiped her face roughly, but the tears would not stop. "I left her in that village, alone, suffering. I stopped going to see her. I stopped sending money." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "I abandoned her." The woman remained silent, listening, watching. Ngozi's breathing became uneven. "When she died, I didn't even go back on time," she said slowly. Shame filled her face. "I didn't contribute anything. I told myself I was busy, that I didn't have money." She shook her head, crying. "I didn't even give her a proper burial." Her voice broke again. "I just moved on with my life." Silence fell heavily in the room. Even the air felt still. Ngozi looked up slowly, her eyes red and filled with pain. "I didn't know it would come back like this," she whispered. "I didn't know." The woman finally spoke. Her voice was calm, but heavy. "You forgot the woman who carried you." Ngozi closed her eyes as fresh tears fell. "You forgot the one who suffered for you." "I know," she cried. "You rejected her while she was alive." Ngozi shook her head in regret. "I was stupid. I was proud. I didn't think." The woman leaned slightly forward. "And now she has not forgotten you." Those words sank deep. Ngozi's heart tightened. "What do I do? Please tell me what to do." The woman did not answer immediately. She just kept looking at her. Then slowly she said, "You are not just being chased by flies." Ngozi's breath caught. The woman's voice dropped lower. "You are being called back." Ngozi's body went cold. "Back?" she whispered. The woman nodded slightly.
to where you ran from. A deep fear rose inside Ngozi. My village, she said weakly. The woman did not deny it. Ngozi's hands began to shake. What will happen if I don't go? She asked, fear creeping into her voice. The woman's eyes hardened slightly. Then what is following you will not stop at flies. Silence. Heavy. Dangerous. Ngozi felt her heart pounding loudly. What do you mean? She asked, fear creeping into her voice. The woman leaned closer, her voice almost a whisper. She came to you in a dream. Ngozi nodded slowly. The woman's eyes darkened. The next time, she paused and then said the words that made Ngozi's blood run cold. The next time she comes, she won't take it lightly. It's either it continues or you join her in the land of the dead. What should I do? Please help.
Ngozi's lips trembled. What should I do? She cried. Please help me. Her voice was weak, broken, filled with fear. The woman did not answer immediately. She watched Ngozi carefully, like she was measuring her heart. Then she spoke. You cannot run from what you have done. Ngozi shook her head quickly. I'm not running. I don't know what to do. Her hands were shaking badly. The woman's voice remained calm. You must go back. Ngozi froze. Back? To my village? The woman nodded. To your mother. Ngozi's breath caught in her throat. But she is dead, she whispered. The woman leaned closer. Her body is gone, but what you owe her is still alive. Those words hit deep. Ngozi felt her chest tighten. Tears rolled down again. What do I owe her? She asked, her voice barely a sound. The woman's eyes did not leave her. Respect, honor, peace. Ngozi swallowed hard. How do I give that to someone that is no longer alive? The woman's face became serious. You go back. You finish what you refused to do. You give her a proper farewell. You ask for forgiveness, not with your mouth only, but with your heart. Ngozi shook her head slowly, fear rising again. And if I don't? The woman's eyes darkened. Then she will keep coming. Silence filled the room, heavy, cold. Ngozi felt like the air had disappeared. And next time, the woman continued softly, she will not just chase you. Ngozi's body stiffened. She will take something from you. A tear dropped from her chin. What will she take? She asked, her voice trembling. The woman did not blink. Your life or your peace? Ngozi broke down again. No, I don't want to die, she cried. The woman did not comfort her. She only spoke truth. Then go before it is too late. Ngozi wiped her tears quickly. Her breathing was fast. When should I go? The answer came immediately. Now. Ngozi's eyes widened. Now? I can't just go like that. I don't have money. I'm not prepared. The woman's voice became firm. You are not prepared when you abandoned her. That silenced her completely. Ngozi lowered her head in shame. Her body felt heavy, but deep inside, she knew the truth. If she delayed, something worse would happen. She stood up slowly. Her legs were weak, but she forced herself. I will go, she said softly. The woman nodded once. Do not go alone. Ngozi looked up. Take someone who will stand with you. What you are going to face is not ordinary. Fear returned immediately. What will I face? She asked. The woman did not answer directly. She only said, some doors you closed are about to open. Ngozi's heart pounded. She turned slowly and walked out of the hut. The sun was already going down. The sky looked dull, like something was about to happen. Ada was waiting outside, her face full of worry. What did she say? Ada asked quickly. Ngozi looked at her, her eyes red, her face tired. I have to go back home, she said. Ada frowned slowly. Your house?
Ngozi shook her head slowly. My village. Ada's face changed. Your village? She repeated. Ngozi nodded. It's my mother. Her voice broke again. Ada stepped closer. What about her? Ngozi took a deep breath. I didn't bury her well. I didn't take care of her. And now, she paused. Fear filled her eyes. She's coming for me. Ada went silent. The wind blew softly between them, cold, uncomfortable. Then we will go, Ada said finally. Ngozi looked up in surprise. You will follow me? Ada held her hand. You will not face this alone. Tears filled Ngozi's eyes again. For the first time since everything started, she didn't feel completely alone. They began to walk, fast. They needed to prepare. They needed to leave. But as they reached the road, Ngozi suddenly stopped. Her body went stiff. Ngozi, Ada whispered. What is it? Ngozi pointed ahead with a shaking hand. On the road, far in front of them, a woman was standing, still, quiet, watching them. Ngozi's heart nearly stopped, because even from a distance, she knew that figure, that wrapper, that posture. Her breath caught. No, she whispered. Ada squinted her eyes. Who is that? Ngozi's lips trembled. My mother. The woman did not move, did not speak. She only stood there, watching. Ngozi did not sleep that night. She and Ada kept walking, step after step. The dark road stretched endlessly before them, but the flies kept moving ahead, guiding them. No turning back, no rest. By the time the first light touched the sky, they were already close to the village. Ngozi's heart was heavy. Each step felt like she was walking into her past, the place she had avoided for years, the place she chose to forget. They entered the village quietly. Everything looked the same, yet different. The houses were old, the paths were quiet. People moved slowly, staring at her as she passed. Some recognized her, some whispered, Ngozi, she finally came back. But she did not stop. Her eyes were searching for only one place, her mother's house. When she got there, she stopped. Her breath caught. The house looked dead. The walls were cracked. The roof was weak. The compound was dry and empty. No laughter, no life. Just silence. Ngozi's legs became weak. This is where she lived, she whispered. Her chest tightened painfully. Memories rushed back. Her mother sitting outside, calling her name, waiting, always waiting. Ngozi fell to her knees. Tears dropped immediately. I left her here, she cried softly. Ada stood behind her, quiet, giving her space. Ngozi slowly stood up and walked to the back of the house. Her steps were slow, heavy. Then she saw it. Her mother's grave. Simple. Unfinished. Forgotten. Just like the house. Ngozi froze. Her body refused to move. Tears filled her eyes instantly. Mama, she whispered. Her voice broke. She moved closer, then suddenly dropped to the ground beside the grave. Her hands touched the dry sand, and she broke down completely. The kind of cry that comes from deep pain. I'm sorry, she cried. Mama, I'm sorry. Her tears fell on the grave. I abandoned you. I left you here alone. I didn't come back. Her voice shook badly. I insulted you. I called you dirty. I said you smelled. She hit her chest. I was wicked. I was blind. Ada wiped her own tears quietly. Ngozi continued crying. I didn't even call. I didn't go back to see you. I left you to suffer alone. Her voice dropped. I treated my own mother like trash. Silence. Heavy. Painful. One of the elders looked at her deeply. My daughter, he said slowly, you have a strong heart. Tufiakwa. The others nodded in agreement. Ngozi fell to her knees again. "Please, I am sorry. I know I did wrong. What can I do?" she cried. Another elder spoke. "Go to her grave." Ngozi looked up, tears in her eyes. "Cry. Beg. Let your voice reach her." Ngozi nodded quickly. Yes, I will." The elder continued. "Call her like she is still alive. Ask for forgiveness from your heart." Another one added quietly. "If rain falls, then know she has forgiven you." Ngozi blinked in confusion. "Rain?" she asked softly. "But this is not raining season." The elders looked at each other. Then one of them spoke firmly. "Yes, it is not." He leaned forward slightly. "But you are not calling the living." Ngozi's heart skipped. "This is spiritual," he continued. "When the rain comes, it is not from the sky alone, it is sent." A chill ran down Ngozi's spine. She swallowed hard. "But what if it doesn't rain?" she asked with fear creeping into her voice. The elders were silent for a moment. Then one of them spoke slowly. "Then you keep begging until she answers." Ngozi's chest tightened. Another elder shook his head sadly. "My daughter, what you did is not small." His voice carried weight. "Your mother carried you in her womb. She suffered for you. She gave her life for you." He paused, pain in his eyes. "And you repaid her like this." Ngozi covered her face, crying deeply. I know, she sobbed. The elder continued. "You committed an abomination." The word hit hard. Ngozi trembled. "But go," he said finally. "Beg her, and pray her spirit will be gentle enough to hear you." Silence fell. Ngozi slowly stood up. Her legs weak, her heart heavy. But there was no other choice. She turned and began to walk back to the grave. Each step felt heavier than the last. The wind picked up slightly. The compound was quiet again. Too quiet. Ngozi reached the grave. She stood there for a moment, looking at it, breathing slowly.
Ngozi knelt beside the grave. Her knees pressed deep into the dry sand. Her hands trembled as she touched the soil that covered her mother. For a moment, she could not speak. Her throat was tight. Her chest felt heavy. Then slowly, her voice came out, broken, low. "Mama." Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I don't even know where to start." She bent forward, her fingers digging into the sand. "I have said sorry before, but not like this. Not when it matters." Her voice shook badly. "I used to look at you and feel ashamed." She cried harder. "I said you smelled. I said your body was dirty. I said I didn't want people to know you were my mother." Her shoulders trembled. "But you never answered me. You never insulted me back." She wiped her nose with the back of her hand. "You would just look at me like you were begging me to understand." Her voice broke again. "And I didn't. I didn't understand anything." The wind blew softly across the compound, but she didn't stop. "I remember the days you would wait for me outside, even when I didn't come home." Her lips quivered. "You would sit there, alone, hoping I would show up." Tears dropped freely. "But I never came." Her breathing became uneven. "I chose my life, my comfort, my pride over you." She shook her head in deep regret. "I left you in this house, this empty place, to suffer." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "You carried me in your womb. You almost died to give birth to me." She placed her palm flat on the grave. "And this is how I paid you." Silence. Heavy. Painful. Ngozi closed her eyes. "I didn't even give you a proper burial. I didn't stand for you. I didn't cry for you. I didn't even say goodbye." Her voice cracked deeply. "I treated you like you were nothing." She broke down completely. "Mama, I am sorry," she cried loudly. "I am sorry for every word, every insult, every time I ignored you." Her voice echoed. "I am sorry I abandoned you." Her hand tightened in the sand. I am sorry I forgot you. She leaned her head fully on the grave. I am your daughter. No matter what I did, I am still your child. Her voice became softer, more desperate. Please don't reject me. The wind grew stronger. Dust swirled around her. She didn't lift her head. Please forgive me, even if I don't deserve it. Her body shook. I don't want to be chased by you. I want to be held by you. Tears poured without control. Mama, please talk to me, even if it's just once. Silence, deep silence, the kind that feels like an answer. Ngozi slowly lifted her head, her face wet with tears, her eyes red. Mama? Nothing. Her heart began to sink. Fear crept back in. Did you hear me? She whispered. The wind stopped, suddenly. Everything became still, too still. Ngozi's breath caught. A strange coldness spread through the air. Then she felt it, a presence behind her. Slowly, very slowly, Ngozi turned and her heart stopped. There she was, her mother, standing a few steps behind her. The same wrapper, the same face, but now tears were falling from her eyes. Ngozi froze. Her lips trembled. Her voice refused to come out. Mama, she whispered. Her mother did not speak. She just stood there, crying silently. Ngozi crawled forward slightly, her hands shaking badly. Mommy, please, she cried. Her voice broke into pieces. I was wrong. I know I was wrong. Fresh tears streamed down her face. Please forgive me. Her mother's face tightened. Pain, deep pain. Then slowly, she turned her back, as if she didn't want to look at her. Ngozi's heart shattered. No, she screamed. She stretched her hand forward desperately. Please, Mommy, don't turn away from me. Her voice cracked loudly. Mommy, please. Her words failed. Her body shook violently. Please, don't ignore me. Please. But her mother did not turn back. She stood still, facing away, like Ngozi did not exist. Ngozi screamed again, a painful, broken scream. Mama! The wind rose suddenly, violent, cold. The sky darkened above, and slowly her mother began to fade. Ngozi's eyes widened in horror. No, no, please don't go. She tried to stand, tried to run, but her legs felt heavy. Mommy, please. Her voice echoed desperately. Don't leave me again. But her mother kept fading, fading until she was gone. Gone like she was never there. Ngozi collapsed on the ground, crying uncontrollably.
Ada tightened her grip on Ngozi. Ngozi, get up, please. Ngozi's body felt heavy. Her strength was gone. But slowly, she pushed herself up. Her knees weak, her face wet with tears. She stood there, staring at the grave. Empty, silent, gone. Just as her heart began to sink again, a drop of water touched her skin. She blinked. Another drop. Then another. Ada looked up quickly. The sky! Dark clouds had gathered, and suddenly rain began to fall. Soft, gentle, steady. Ngozi froze. Her lips parted slowly. Her eyes filled again, but this time something changed. She began to cry and smile at the same time. Tears and rain mixed on her face. Her shoulders shook, but not from pain alone. Relief, deep relief. Mama, she whispered. Her voice carried both sorrow and peace. Thank you. She lifted her face to the sky, letting the rain wash over her. Thank you, Mommy, thank you. Ada held her hand tightly. Neither of them spoke. Because they both understood. The rain kept falling, not harsh, not angry, but gentle, like a touch, like forgiveness. Days later, Ngozi did not rush back. She stayed. She faced everything she once ran from. She called the elders again. This time, not with shame, but with purpose. I want to do it right, she said. And she did. Ngozi prepared a proper burial ceremony for her mother. A beautiful one. People came from different places. Food was plenty. Voices filled the compound again. Drums played. Prayers were said. Tears were shed. But this time, not of regret alone. Honor, respect, love. Ngozi stood strong through it all. Every step she took, she meant it. Every offering came from her heart. She buried her mother again, not like a stranger, but like a queen. When it was done, Ngozi went to the grave quietly. She knelt again, but this time her heart was lighter. I did it, Mama, she said softly. I hope you are proud of me now. The wind blew gently. She smiled, and for the first time, she felt peace. When she returned to the city, something had changed. The market looked the same, but her life was not. She arranged her tomatoes again. Calm, focused, a woman walked up to her. How much? Ngozi replied, very fresh. The woman bought. Then another came. Then another. Ngozi paused for a moment. Her eyes moved around her table. No flies, not one. She blinked. Still nothing. Her chest tightened slightly. Then slowly she smiled. Tears gathered in her eyes again, but she didn't cry. She only whispered softly, "Thank you." Days turned into weeks. Her business grew again, even better than before. Favor opened her way. Customers came willingly. People smiled at her again, but this time Ngozi was different. She was softer, kinder, more patient. One afternoon, as she sat in her shop, she looked at the people around her. Young girls laughing, women busy, men calling out prices, life moving fast. She stood up slowly and spoke, not loudly, but enough for those close to hear. Take care of your parents. People turned to look at her. Her voice was calm but deep. Take care of them when they are still alive. Her eyes became slightly wet. Do not let pride make you forget love. She swallowed gently, because when they are gone, sorry becomes heavy. Her voice dropped softer, and sometimes it almost becomes too late. She smiled faintly. But if you still have them, she paused. Hold them, respect them, call them, show them love. Her eyes lifted slightly, because one day, all you will have left is memory. The market became quiet for a moment. Her words sat deeply. Ngozi looked down at her hands, then back at her tomatoes. Life had given her another chance, and this time she chose love. The end.